What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be part 2 of our no-till regenerative garden. So if you go into my video, you'll see, I think my last video was the Nikon Pro Staff, and the one before that was me taking the tarp off, showing you guys the moisture over there. And then I said I would take a couple video clips of me putting all the chicken manure straw pile there, but for some reason that didn't register through my phone and it got deleted. So after I pulled the tarp off there, I went into all the coops over there and shoveled them into the trailer and then put them all on here. So that's the pile of manure slash straw slash wood chips. So I've already started here. I'm gonna layer this pile all the way throughout this whole garden, and then this is our new plot here. So this hasn't been tarped off at all. I'm just going to count on the kill from the fall and the frost, and then I'm going to put a very thick layer of straw on top. So we're going to manure this whole area here. And another thing I'd like to show you is you can see their chickens are all in this. They've been in this for quite a while now. If you look at the last video, all this was green and there's still stalks standing up, and you can see I have done nothing to this. I might have stepped over a couple stalks, but as you can just see what the chickens have done here, they've scratched, they've kicked around, and they completely cleaned this whole area right up. So the plan for this garden, we actually planted something in. We're just going to cover this with a very thick layer of straw, and then when it snows, it'll just pile on top here. And then come spring, it'll have very nice moisture to it. So that's the plan right now, guys. So I just want you guys to kind of see what I'm doing here. This is part of regenerating the soil. And I hope you can see while the tripod's set up here, the chickens coming around, and as soon as I take a scoop out of here, they'll be in there scratching around. And then we're just going to leave this whole area open for the chickens to peck at and scratch around and do their job. So come springtime, this garden will be ready to go and we'll be planting into it. So first off, we're going to spread out the manure slash straw slash wood chips, all very good for regenerating the soil. All throughout this whole area. That was the tarp there, and then this is a new plot that I haven't even tarped off yet, but I'm just relying on the fall kill to kill the grass. And then after I spread all this manure throughout the whole area, then I'm gonna add a really thick layer of straw over the whole thing, and then that'll catch all the snow and all the moisture. And then come springtime, this will just be a tropical paradise. So here we go. So I just take a scoop like this, and I've already started. I have a couple layers done, and then I just shake it along like that, and then that'll just spread it nice and even around the whole surface area. You don't want to layer this stuff too thick because it's pretty hot. I honestly don't really know what the right ratio is, but I'm just guessing, and I know how much I kind of put on our first garden, and I think our garden did really good, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, so I got all the manure spread around. Right here, that's where my pile was. And so far, what I can tell, the biggest mistake I made was I put all the pile right here, and I let it sit for a while. It rained and all that stuff, so it was a pretty hard pile. And to get it spread out evenly was pretty much hard, really hard. So here's what I'm thinking. This area here where the pile was, it might be a little too hot next time, but we'll see. But I do have manure spread everywhere into the new areas. So next step here is that I'm going to layer it with some thick straw and we'll call her good. So I guess the chicken called me a liar again. Last time I did this, the chickens were all over it, and right away they're all in here and pecking away. So, but they didn't do that in the video, I guess. So I'm just gonna go get a bunch of straw, and if you want to see that, stay tuned. If you don't, well, you can end the video here. But I'll show you the final product at the end of this video. I want to show you guys this thing in slow-mo because this is last of the bale. I'm going to try to roll it out like a piece of toilet paper all across the whole garden here. So I'm going to put this in regular mode for you guys to witness this, see if it works. So you're probably wondering why I'm putting water on all this, and that's a very good question. I found when doing all this straw coverage, it doesn't take much for the wind just to take off and blow this all off, because it's kind of like a blanket. And as I was doing this while you guys were watching the time lapse, I kind of figured that maybe I should have done it a little differently, whereas I kind of should have put it like a shingle against the prominent wind. I was working from the west to the east, but I probably should have worked from the east to the west just to create a shingle effect so that if the wind picked it up, then it wouldn't pick up every layer and blow it all away. So this has been my solution, and it's worked pretty well. It does two things in my mind. That sprinkler's not doing very well because it's pretty windy. I'll have to change it over here. But the water does two things. It weighs all this stuff down, flattens it out, and come spring next year, it'll be like a nice flat sheet. And also, it's putting moisture deep down into the soil. So we're just getting ready for next year too. So it does two things, and it probably helps speed up the decomposition. Another thing you'll notice is this little corner here. is a different color. I ran out of straw, and my supplier, he's a busy guy, so I don't like to call him last minute to get him to deliver a bale. So I just used hay for that little corner there, and I don't know if that'll create problems next spring or not, because hay might have a bunch of weed seeds in it or whatever. But this is all an experiment. So yeah, it's just another thing that may or may not happen. It might work, it might not, we'll see. But this is the whole fun of regenerative gardens, is just experimenting with different things. And it's always good to have lots of different things going on in your garden. So the monocrop is what we're trying to stay away from. We're trying to get into this diverse culture in here, get all the bugs going, get everything going here. And instead of using pesticides and herbicides, maybe the good answer here is to add more life to the soil just to create it. And so we're not killing anything, we're doing everything right, and it's been working out so far. So yeah, I'll just keep sprinkling this, get this all nice and wet, and then that's all I have to do this year. And the best part about this kind of gardening is I didn't expel any energy in pulling weeds. I just closed the rings on my Apple Watch here 20 minutes ago because I was shoveling all this, or my tool of choice was the pitchfork, and I was pitchforking all this from all over the place, and that's a lot of expelled energy. But what did it go into? Something good. So yeah, I can spend $250 a month for a gym membership. I don't know what they cost, but I bet you it's about at least $100. Or I could come out here and do two things: get exercise and provide for the family. So it's a good thing, guys. If this is your first time watching my videos, welcome to the channel. And if you're interested in what I'm doing, just make sure you subscribe, because next spring will be the true test of if this works or not. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.